In 1979, a teenage girl accepts a babysitting job at an isolated home in the Minnesota woods. After putting the children to bed, she settles on the couch to watch TV, only to be startled by a phone call. She picks it up and hears heavy breathing, when suddenly a man's unsettling voice asks, "Have you checked on the children?" Nervous, she dismisses it as a prank and hangs up. 15 minutes later, the phone rings again. This time the voice asks, "Why haven't you checked on the children?" Panic sets in and she calls 911. The operator advises her to keep the caller on the line if they call back, allowing the call to be traced. Moments later, the phone rings again, and the voice snarls, "Check on the children now." Trembling, she keeps the call connected as instructed. Once more the phone rings. The operator's voice crackles through, urgent and frantic. "Get out of the house. The calls are coming from upstairs." Terrified but worried about the children, she hesitates before fleeing outside. She bolted out of the house, her heart pounding in her chest. There, a tall man stepped out of the shadows, his presence looming as he stared her down with a chilling intensity, and he asked in a cold, menacing voice, "Why didn't you check on the children?"
This is why you should always sleep with your lights on. In 1991, a man named Christopher Case was found dead in his bathtub, fully clothed in the fetal position. When police interviewed his best friend Sammy, she told them about a very disturbing phone call she got from him the night before he died. On the call, he told her that the previous night he had woken up to what sounded like whispering coming from underneath his bed. When he went to look, he couldn't move. As he laid helplessly, he watched a black figure pull itself out from underneath his bed. Once it was fully upright, it reached down and began choking him until he passed out. The next morning when he came to, he felt his neck and it was swollen and bruised. And then he saw blood on his hands and he saw that there were deep, uniform incisions on each of his fingertips. As he's saying all this to Sammy and telling her how scared he is to go to bed that night, he suddenly stops and he says, "I hear whispering outside my room." Then the phone went dead.
This is the true story of the Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are warlocks with the ability to shapeshift and become animals or people. They can not only take your appearance but also clone your voice perfectly. The biggest Skinwalker sightings have been in Ohio and Arizona, but they are found all over the world. The preferred form of Skinwalkers is that of your pet. They take the form of your pet and enter your home and try to act like your pet to gain your trust, and then they can take your life. Watch how in this video the boy realizes that his dog is a Skinwalker.
Let me see. I'll know if she's my dog. Merlin, sit. Turn around. Turn around. Lay down. You're not my dog. My dog don't know how to do no fucking trick. The fuck? Call 911. Hey! Somebody!
This man caused an entire state to go into lockdown. In 2003, a man named Ben Doberman went on trial for the disappearances of over 52 people in Washington state between 1974 and 2002. Described as being over 7 feet tall but weighing just 140 pounds, he was often spotted walking along highways late at night, dressed in a suit. Many kind-hearted drivers would stop to offer him a ride, unaware of his dark intentions. The rest will terrify you, but remember, I can only protect my followers who comment their name. In 2002, however, a truck driver accidentally hit the towering man and drove away. The next morning, Ben was arrested after seeking medical treatment for his injuries at a nearby hospital. Due to growing suspicions and evidence tying him to the string of disappearances, Ben was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Yet in 2009, during a routine morning roll call, guards discovered Ben was missing from his cell and nowhere to be found in the prison. It wasn't until they inspected behind his poster that they realized what had happened.
Did you know that two 10-year-old boys committed one of the most shocking murders in UK history? This is the story of James Bulger, a 2-year-old boy who was abducted from a shopping mall in 1993 by 2 other children. They led him away in broad daylight. Over 30 people saw them walking with him, and no one stopped them. Hours later, James was found dead near a set of train tracks. His killers? John Venables and Robert Thompson, just 10 years old. But here's where it gets controversial. They were convicted, yes, but by the time they turned 18, they were released, given new identities, full anonymity, and lifetime protection funded by the British government. Taxpayers still pay for their safety. And it gets worse. John Venables has been rearrested twice for possessing child abuse images, yet he still remains protected. So the question is, was justice ever really served? And should child killers be given second chances?
Warning, if you feel like you're being watched by the trees here in Woodlands National Park, you are. There are dangerous creatures here in these woods that look exactly like trees, but they are very dangerous and they are out to get you. If you hear loud rustling in the woods or see a tree that is suspiciously out of place, report it to a park ranger immediately. We are currently conducting an investigation. James, that tree wasn't there a minute ago. James! Get your arms free, James! James, we gotta go. James, we gotta go. James, we gotta go. Warning, if you're walking alone on one of our trails and you feel like you're being watched, or you even hear sounds of trees moving or walking, please get out of the area immediately and contact one of our local park rangers. There are creatures that seem to look like trees and appear to look like trees, but are actually not. We're currently investigating the situation.